In 1664, 10 families from Connecticut, of English origin, but coming via Connecticut, came down here and established their town of Eastchester, right here along what is today South Columbus, and probably several of them living along what is today South 3rd. And they established what is in many ways a New England town. The area that was St. Paul's was their village green. Their farms were about a half a mile away down towards what is the northern edge of the Bronx today. And they lived around the green for mutual protection and support. Hutchinson River incorporating what is the current boundaries of the city of Mount Vernon. So when the village is founded in 1853, only about a mile or a mile and a half from what is today St. Paul's Church National Historic Site, near the railroad, you already had a town and a parish that had been here for 200 years, and the church itself was about 100 years old.
In 1850, 1,000 New York City families came to the forest and farms of the town of Eastchester to meet John Stevens on 6th Avenue and 4th Street. We now call it the Stevens House. They came to draw lots to figure out just where their new homes would be. This was a big step for these families and a big step for our community. They came down on those railroad tracks and they soon found themselves building homes all over these 5 farms. It was a remarkable experiment with city planning. Mount Vernon is one of the first planned cities in the United States.
He believed what we still believe in Mount Vernon today is that Mount Vernon offers an alternative way of life that is much more predictable. He wanted to have people who were hardworking, God-fearing, believed in their children, believed in the education of their children. And we still believe in that today. So we bask in many respects is the philosophy of John Stevens. And we're carrying on as best as we can in the 21st century. Levasseur Towers is one of the most important things that we've done in this administration. Levasseur Towers was originally conceived to be the place where returning veterans and their families could live. And for a short time that was the case, but in over 50 years, Levasseur Towers has been not a positive influence, but it's fallen on negative influences. We have endeavored to change that, and we are changing that. 497 units of housing will be restored. We've changed the dynamics, we've changed the ownership, and we've also completed 2 of the 5 buildings. And instead of the place not to be, Levasseur Towers will be a place to be. We expect in a year from now, you will find that Levasseur Towers will reclaim its leadership role, reclaim its ability to house those people who need housing, reclaim its ability to influence our city in positive ways. And we're very proud of that achievement. Society is governed by what it does for all of its people. In this case, we have almost a third of our population are seniors. They need housing, they need to be protected, they need to be planned for, and we've made some tremendous efforts in this area. We have added in the last 8 years over 200 units of senior housing, and this year we've added over 100. We believe that the people whose backs we stand on necessarily need to have the rest of their lives spent in decent, affordable, safe housing. And we're very proud of the fact that we're able to do that when many communities are rejecting the type of housing that we're building. 202 housing it has been a savior for us in this city. It also, when I see the smile on the seniors' faces as they exit and enter their housing, I feel very good about it because government should be about providing safe havens for people, providing decent and affordable housing for all of our citizens. Okay. Over 105 years ago, Mount Vernon became accessible because of the railroad track that was laid down. This brought a lot of Italians to Mount Vernon. And it also ushered in another thing that we celebrate, and that is Hartley Park. The earth that was taken from the railroad cut was put into Hartley Park, which was a swamp, and therefore we had two things happen. We had the railroad cut that ushered in transportation, the ability to go to New York City and other places. And you had Hartley Park, which is still the premier recreational spot in the city of Mount Vernon. What we've endeavored to do is to take Hartley Park, showcase that, and we've been able to do a lot of work there. We've been able to put in lighting, new seating, sidewalks, fencing, decorative fencing, and the thing that is missing was the thing that was taken out in the 70s, and that is the roundabout. The roundabout, of course, it gives majestic proportions and augments Hartley Park. The roundabout augments the majesty of Hartley Park. They are companions, and we are endeavoring to restore the roundabout to the community with all of its majesty. We expect within a year and a half, with communal support, with political support, with city support, we expect that roundabout will be restored to its prominence, and another notch on our economic belt will be achieved after that. We were fortunate enough to receive honors from the county planning board that recognized the work that we've done. So when you ride down the street and you start to see parks, people playing in them, they also will be playing in an architecturally significant place. And that is, we're very proud of the fact that we've been able to do so much with our parks.